Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Martian and Barnsy. I hope everybody's doing okay. Um, what I'm doing tonight is I'm just revisiting one of my very first videos that I ever did, and I think it was called the Black African on Mars, the Black African face on Mars, and it's something that I've always wanted to go back to because I think it was a very important image, and I didn't really I did do quite a long video on it, but I didn't really put all the evidence out that I discovered with the face. There was a little bit, just a little bit more evidence to go with it, but but what I left out was very important and reinforced what I was trying to describe about this particular image. Okay, and I just want to go back to it. I can't just go straight to those parts that I left out, so I have got to explain a little bit about where I'm coming from again, especially for people who've never seen the original video. Okay, so I'm going to just reiterate a little bit of information which is available in the first video, but it is good to analyze things and to refresh one's memory about these things, because I do think this is very important video for me, because I think it's quite an important discovery. But anyway, let's it's an estimate image. The European Space Agency took this with the Mars Express, and I think it was about 16 meters per pixel, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. I will put the technical specs at the start of the video, the way I normally do, and the source and the credits and everything, and you can have a look if you want. I haven't. You can see a gauge here for size. So if you want to do it, it's entirely up to yourself. You can measure some of the things I'm going to point out by using this. Okay, but I'm just going to point out what I think I've discovered. Okay, I'm gonna point out what I think I've discovered, and then I'm gonna try and explain what I think that particular image is, or what it means. Okay, and for if you want to start measuring these structures, you can do. It's up to yourself. There's the gauge there. Okay, I mean they are miles in length. From 1 mile to 10, from 1 kilometer to 10 kilometers. They're all very big structures. Okay, so anyway, this was the original image. Okay, here, and as you can see quite clearly, we can see what looks like a human face, and I christened it the Black African face because it reminded me of a Black African. Okay, but it's more than just the face, I can assure you, right? And this entire area here is very important in my humble opinion. Okay, now just let me put the filter on that because it's a little bit blurry, so if you use that, let's see what that's like. Okay, just let me sharpen that a little tiny bit. Okay, you never get them perfect because this orangey colour that is used deliberately to obfuscate detail in these images. There's so much in this image in general, you would not believe it, honestly, but you can't see it because of this orangey red colour that these digital images are made up of. Okay, so we've just got to do our best with what we've got. Like when I originally first saw this, and I don't know whether I made it clear enough in my first video, but that obviously was the first thing I saw at the mouth of this channel here, and it looked like a human face. And then I noticed that the left hand side, our left of the image, was partly obscured by this oval feature. It's not circular, it's oval. Okay, and it's made up of 90-degree angles and straight lines and what look like carved pillars going all the way around. So this is an artificial structure here, and the face here is partly obscured, and it's partly obscured for a reason, right? And if you follow, so we've got your oval shape here, and then there's a channel, a rock cut channel that comes up here. You can see the sides of it here on both sides, and there's a bridge here. And as you come along, you can see it goes off of 45 degrees there, goes off of 45 degrees there, and then we have roughly a Y shape here, right? And then on this side we've got a very, very unusual humanoid looking face. Don't worry, I'm going to try and show you something a little bit clearer than this in a minute, but I've just got to show you the broad outline of it first. And here we've got a strange humanoid face, which I think in the context of what I'm showing you is female. Okay, so this here represents an eye, and this is the mouth, and this part obviously is just the raised part is the nose, and she is looking this way. She is looking directly at this feature here. Okay, so we've got, in my opinion, we've got this artificial structure here, rock cut, and it looks, and it seems to be a female, it's female symbolism. It's a fertility symbol, and to me it looks like a uterus here. Okay, this looks like a female uterus, the shape and everything, and I don't think it's any coincidence that this is involved in the circular shape here and this face, and they're both joined together. So this face and this one are joined together by this fertility symbol. You see that? And I'm going to reinforce this now, okay? But just before I reinforce the connection here, I just want to show you this, another image of this that I've done in the black plate. It's not that one. Okay, it's this one. Okay, because I just want to show you why I think it's artificial. So there's the face there. There's the round structure with the, you see the 90-degree angles and the straight lines here, and they're both exactly the same on either side. Can you see that in the channel? And then there's the female face looking down this way. You can even see the way the eye is angled, and it's looking down this way. Okay. Now, if we have a look at the Y shape structure here, we can see that on the right hand side, we can see the structure at 45 degrees. It's like a giant archway. Can you see that? It's in both sides of the ground, and it comes up at 45 degrees. You can see the shadow underneath, and you could walk underneath it. Okay, but it's placed at a 45 degree angle, okay, because it's making up the female fertility symbolism of this uterus here. Okay, and then the same with this side, it comes up at 45 degrees there, and you can actually see here, can you see this, like Chris, it's like a frame here, and to me that's like a support structure. Okay, and it must have been covered with rock or whatever this is, calcium or rock or whatever it was, I'm not sure, but this must have covered this part at one time, and then it's either been blasted off or it's been eroded, and we can actually see underneath this the support structure, the frame. Can you see these little squares here? Yeah, I hope you can see them. Like, so you can see half of it, what it's made up of, and then you can see this here, which is coming out the ground and coming up at a 45 degree angle. Yeah. So this is, in my humble opinion, or seems to be, artificially constructed. Yeah, and you see the channel here. Okay, so this is all connected. Right, so I'm just going to show you the flip side of this now at 180 degrees, okay, because it's very, very important. Okay, so now we've flipped it 180 degrees, okay, and this is it upside down. Yeah, just let me, I'm just going to show you this very quickly because this is the original ESSA image, unaltered, hasn't been changed in any way, the same colour and everything, but what I'm saying, you can still see the oval shape, the channel, the Y shape here, and now you can see that the unusual looking female is now, seems to be on her back here. Can you see that? You can see one arm here, you see the other arm, and you can see most of her face now. You see the eye, the nose, you see her mouth, and again she's connected to what looks like a male face here, so this must be a couple, and what they've got in common is, what joins them together is the female fertility symbol, what I think looks like a female uterus here. See? Can you see that? That's the common denominator of these images. The black African face here, the female that was looking down upon him, and then now we've got a couple that are joined together. Yeah, and she's on a back with her arms here, and you can see, and then across just 45 degrees here you can see what I called, what I christened the Martian Sumerian. You see the eye, the nose, the mouth, and it's wearing like a very high long hat or crown or whatever. So you've got 1, 2, 3 on the other side, 4, 5. So you've got 5 humanoid faces, and 4 of them at least are connected by this formation here. They're actually joined. This is a bridge here, and now we can see that this looks like we've got the body now, the rough body of a humanoid on its back. Okay, I'm going to show you more of that. Just bear with us for 1 second. Yeah, that's just a close-up of it. So what I'm going to do now, just let me open the entire image, because what I want to show you is the parts of the image that I never ever released. Okay, and I often hold a little tiny bit of information back just for myself. Okay, not all the time, but sometimes. But I don't mind revealing this because it reinforces my hypothesis that this is all symbolism. This is some kind of fertility symbol, like an earth mother or something like that. And what I'm going to show you now does really reinforce what I'm saying here. Okay, so if I just rotate this 180 degrees, okay, there's so much in this image, by the way, guys. I'm going to have to do a couple of videos on it, I think. Okay, so now we're looking at a broader picture, if you like, of what I've just shown you. We can see the what I call the Martian Sumerian here, and that's looking up this direction, and we can see this figure now on its back here. Now, what I'm going to show you now reinforces the symbolism of reproduction, okay, of fertility and reproduction. Okay, and I didn't show this last time round. I just kept it to myself, but it's that noticeable that if someone was to study this, they would see it straight away. Okay, but this is going to reinforce my opinion that we're looking at some kind of earth mother, fertility, reproduction, symbolism all over this. Okay, so if you come along here, What can we see there, guys? A phallic symbol, isn't it? And it's virtually perfect in my humble opinion. Okay, so we've got, and it's all round the rim of the crater. Okay, so the craters here in this particular area of Mangala Valles, or Mangala Valles. Okay, Mangala means Mars apparently in Sanskrit. Okay, and that's what they christened this area. But as you can see, you're quite entitled to consider all this coincidence. That's entirely up to yourself. I'm just going to show you what I have found and what I think it is, and then if you still think that it's natural Martian geological processes and the natural formations, then that's fine. I mean, I'm only giving you my opinion on what this is, but I certainly, as you know, do not think that what I'm showing you here is natural in any shape or form. And you know, we've got the female uterus fertility symbol here, and then now we've got the male phallic symbol here, which is you know, I mean, you know, and then we've got the female here on the back here, and in the body of the female there's 1, 2, 3 areas that I'm pretty certain are places where people lived. They're either cities or the mounds that have collapsed. I'm not going to try and drag them out for you, because I have to destroy half the picture to try and drag these out, and it's bad enough trying to get people to accept you know, a lot of what I'm showing here. Just bear with me. I'm just putting in the yellow place because now it's darkened up a lot of this structure, but it's bringing out the rim of the crater, because this is all round the rim of the crater. Okay, so I hope you can see that, guys. You've got the male phallic symbol here, we've got these striations here, and then we've got the female with the arms out, and you can see the face, and her head is joined to this male looking face through the female fertility symbol there. Which is here, right? And now her face is turned round and is looking down through the fertility symbol, which is here, at this image. So is it telling us that this is the end product of the fertility, of the reproduction? Have we got a full-fledged human being there? And this is why she's looking here, because this is the happy result of the union that we can see. Okay, now I'm just going to go back to the main image again. I'll go back to CMYK. Right, because now this is very subjective on my part, okay, but if we consider that these are artificial sculptures, you know, some of them 10 kilometers in length, okay, and they do signify intelligence, you know, they do signify culture and civilization that once existed here, right? When I first looked at this and I saw this face here of the Sumerian, I hope you can see it okay, and this, I know it's not the clearest, but if you go back to my other video, I've done a lot more clearer images of it. See this here? When I looked at that, it didn't look right, okay? And if we take these as being artificially created, which they certainly look like to me, and it all makes sense, to be honest with you, then we can start looking at things that don't quite look like what you would normally find in a sculpture or an artist's rendition. Okay, and because when I looked at that, this area here, when I looked at that, the first thing, and it was the first thing that come to my mind, was that I was looking at a hand. Okay, and then you followed the logical route then. So I'm thinking, well, it does have a vague similarity to a hand, the back of the hand, and then these protrusions are the fingers, and this is maybe the thumb. Okay, and if you just pull it back a little bit, then what can we see here? I mean, I think it's like a perfect rendition, if you like, of the forearm of someone's arm. You see the way it goes in narrow to the wrist. Now, can you see where I'm coming from about this maybe being a hand? It's all natural. These are all run-offs and channels created through volcanic processes. There's no denying that. This is all, this is most probably was produced by volcanic processes in this region, and it's produced all this chaotic terrain, if you like, through flooding, intense flooding, or whatever. There's no denying that. But this culture has come along, right, and it's physically changed the entire terrain, because I think there's cities here all over the place. There's buildings, cities, they built underground. It's just that we cannot really see them properly because of the obfuscation and the resolution of the image. Okay, I have seen buildings and structures, but they're very, very hard to see, and it would be very difficult for me to actually show them to you, although I'm pretty convinced that what I've seen. I found other sculptures and that which I will try and get out and show you. It's going to be very difficult to bring them out, but I'll do my best. But anyway, we're digressing a little bit. So there's the hand, right? There's the forearm. Here's the arm here, and there's the head, right? Just bear with me. There's the head, and then there's the shoulder for our left, right? And then there's the arm as it comes down. Okay, so what we seem to be looking at, in my humble opinion, is a figure in a protective, defensive posture. Okay, and it's no coincidence, is it? If that is an arm, that is a forearm, this is an arm that's been sculpted into the cliffside, that hand is protecting all this. It's no coincidence, is it? It's protecting the core, if you like, of this civilization's belief system. The fertility symbols, the joining of these people, and the offspring, maybe, which looks like a black African to me, human being. That looks human, like a Sumerian. And there's no coincidence that the hand is there. There's a forearm, there's the arm, and this does look like, it looks like two things to me. It looks like someone who's like being buried in sand up to the chin, or like the holding back all this, and they're protecting this. I don't know, but if it's a city or a culture, they're protecting it, because fertility and reproduction, if it was symbolized with a defensive, protective posture. You know what I'm saying? And here we have like the Earth Mother, the reproduction here, and then we've also got this here protecting the city, or this belief system. I hope you can see that. I know it's subjective, but that's what I think that is. Multiple kilometre-mile sculpture, and if you look very carefully here, you can actually see, like, this isn't a dome or a hill. This is like a valley. See this? This is a valley. So this goes down, okay? And these lines here, by the way, guys, I don't think they're like runoffs or anything to do with water rolling down a cliff. I actually think these have been produced by the culture that lived here and been hacked into the cliffs, like to make eyes, noses, mouths. Yeah, I think these are not runoffs, not water runoffs, anything like that. They're actual carvings. Whether they were put in to highlight these features, I don't know, but I don't think for one second that they are part of the natural, normal geological formation of this area. Okay, but just bear with me. If I just leave, I've done a close up of this particular concave. Okay, and when I look at it, I can actually see an eye here. I can see an eye on the right hand side. I can see a nose, and look at the lips. You see the lips, and the most interesting thing about it is, see these lines here. They, to me, are the furrows in her forehead, because I think this is a woman, by the way, right? And they are like furrows because she's pushing back and defending against whatever forces, whatever natural forces were maybe threatening the culture or civilization that lived here. And you can see like the lines in her head, which is a brow furrowing because of the efforts of what she's doing. I'm just interpreting what I can see. I might be completely wrong. I don't know. But there's so many artificial things here that we can now start theorizing or hypothesizing on subjective things. And I, for one, can see a face there, a furrowed brow. Yeah. And I can see like this structure, which is most probably an eye there and a nose, but the lips, the look at the lips are perfect, and they were so artistically, there were such geniuses at their artistic ability was amazing. They've done this in the corner of this valley. Okay. Okay then, guys, I think I just coloured that in just to make it a little bit more noticeable. You can see the Sumerian there. Okay, I think I've shown you most of what I wanted to show. It's an amazing area. I think it's showing fertility symbolism. I think it's showing protection of the culture. You see the arm, the forearm, the hand, and I think there's a hell of a lot going on here, guys. A hell of a lot, and it's not natural. It cannot be. There's more than just a single artificial looking image here. There's multiple things going on. And it's whether or not you think all this is purely natural and was produced by natural geological formation processes over millions, if not billions of years. And I don't think it was. But I'll let you be the judge, and please comment, tell me what you think, and I'll see you next video, guys. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch it. I always appreciate it. Thank you. Bye bye.